You are watching the New American Media.
You are listening to the Agree to Disagree program on the newamericanmedia.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you very much for sticking around with us. I am Brian Engelman, and this is Agree to Disagree. This is a place where we seek truth, we challenge dogma, and we have fun. We ask that you join our mostly civil conversation. If you are listening live on our Twitter account, is the best way to find us. If you're listening live, send us a direct message through Twitter at American_media_. That's American_media_. That's one of the best ways to communicate with us instantly. Because then once you've notified us you want to join the program, we set up a call-in scenario if you wish to do so. If you're watching after the fact on YouTube, please click subscribe. We appreciate it if you would do that. Chick-fil-A. Mitt Romney's tax returns. Higher unemployment. Those are topics that some people are talking about today. We have a question of the week. TNAM, because the news always matters. The newamericanmedia.com. Question of the week. Has President Barack Obama earned a 4-year job extension? Has President Obama earned a second 4-year term as president? Has the president earned a second term? That's the question. And here's what we're asking you to do. Has the president earned a second term? You can obviously answer yes or no. What else could you do? You could say, I don't know, could you say maybe? I think you No, you can't say maybe. I think you've had to have made your mind up at this point. I don't know who these undecideds still are. This is pretty clear. Now, I'm not saying if you choose to not vote for Mr. Obama, you must vote for Mr. Romney. No. Sorry, I got to work on my Caddyshack. But no, we're not endorsing Mitt Romney. We never have. We don't intend on it. But we have an opinion that the president has not earned a 4-year job extension based on his job performance. I think the Cleveland Browns, you've heard of them, right? Football team. You might have heard of them before. Let's pull this out here. The Cleveland Browns gave Coach Chris Palmer 2 years. He went 5-32 and got fired. Butch Davis had 3.5 years as head coach. Went 24-34, got fired. Terry Robisky had a half year, went 1-5, got fired. Romeo Crennel had 4 years to turn things around in Cleveland. Went 24-40, was fired. Eric Mangini went 10-22, was fired. Pat Shurmur, he's on season 2. We'll see what happens this year. 4 years. Is 4 years enough? Is that enough time to figure out if your team is moving in the right direction or the wrong direction? I say it is enough time to know. I could not fathom being undecided at this point. I would love to read a comment from someone that's undecided at this point. And I legitimately mean it. Just, we want to keep it mostly civil. But I do not believe that the president has earned a second term. Nope. I do not feel that way. Nope. $16 trillion in debt. No. So I guess our question, has the president earned a second term? If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, leave a comment. Write your comment below. Keep it mostly civil. Seriously, we're going to challenge you. Yeah, you could say something rude. I mean, I guess, or something funny. Funny's better than rude. Rude is just stupid. You know, if you want to make a point, make your point. You know, win people on the battlefield of ideas. You know, be articulate. Put your information out there. Tell us why you think the president has earned a second term as president of the United States. I have been convinced that he should not be reelected. I've made my decision up. Who are we voting for? I don't know. What options do we have? We have a chance to not vote. George Carlin responding to people that said, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. He said, you have that backwards. You voted. You have no right to complain. I, on the other hand, am opting out of this system. And I'm going to complain about it. Democrat, Republican. Mitt Romney supports the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA. Oh, guess what? President Barack Obama on New Year's Eve signed the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. Was it Section 1021? Provides for the indefinite detention of United States citizens on charges, on accusations, without trial, indefinitely. Wow. Did Stalin ever pull this? Did Hitler ever pull this? Did Mao ever pull this? Did Chavez ever pull this? Wow. And I thought the Patriot Act signed by George Bush saying that all of your emails and all of your phone calls and all of your conversations and everything you ever do always can be snooped, violating your Fourth Amendment rights. I thought that was bad. Nope, but the NDAA. So your choice this November, they want you to believe, is either Romney care or Obamacare. Wow. Glaring differences, guys. So different. Or National Defense Authorization Act or National Defense Authorization Act. What? I mean, the government's essentially declared the citizens of this country enemies. It's astonishing. I wish it would be easy to disprove the stuff that I'm telling you. And you can leave your comment below if you think that you do have something that you would like to illuminate this situation. I'm all ears. It's my understanding that the president wants to. What is the other one? The Farm Bill. It was part of the National Preparedness, Resources, Confiscation. I don't have it in front of me. Where he can seize all the water, the power, the land. The government can seize those things. I'll tell you what. If it doesn't feel like something is being built up right now, like a financial tsunami is on its way, like civil war is coming to this country, a revolutionary civil war is coming to our country, maybe an intentional collapse of the U.S. dollar. If you don't think these things are possible, do you remember how you felt under Bush? 6 years in, 7 years in, 8 years into Bush? You know how you're feeling now, almost 4 years into Barack Obama? It's insanity. It's insanity. So our question, our TNAM question of the week, has President Barack Obama earned a 4-year job extension based on his performance? And I'll tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me add this caveat, if you will. I do not blame Barack Obama for all of the financial difficulties in this country. Oh. What did he just say? No, I don't. And I don't remember the last time I've heard any of these pundits or talking heads say something like that. I mean, he took over a car crash. He took over a nightmare. He took over a avalanche. This financial crisis, I have been living in the middle of it. Bought in 06. Everything crashed in 08. 9, 10, 11, 12. It has been 4 very difficult years trying to make sense of what's going on in this housing market. I can't blame President Barack Obama for that. I can call him out on healthcare legislation, 2,700 pages that nobody read, and I can't wait to pass it to find out what's in it, says Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, we hired you to be our CEO of the country, and you waste 2 years and squander all of your political clout on a healthcare system that the people don't want. One that the Supreme Court, for some reason, thinks that you're allowed to order us to purchase products. So I guess it's GM cars next. and Solyndra Energy. And then we're communist, Marxist, socialist. It'll be a collectivist utopia, I suppose. I don't believe that this country runs that way. I don't think our country's strong when we subscribe to those tactics. I don't think it's smart policy. I don't think it's constitutional, regardless of what the Supreme Court said. I disagree with their opinion. They were one vote away from having shared my opinion, by the way. All indications are that Chief Justice John Roberts changed his opinion after political pressure. Where are the checks and balances? I don't know. But I will say that when we hired this guy to be the CEO of our country, to be the head coach of our football team, however you want to phrase it, I don't think healthcare was at the top of the list as all of the banking system and all of the housing market were collapsing. I don't think bailing out his buddies on Wall Street, being financed by Goldman Sachs. I don't think those were the priorities for the country. I don't think Obamacare was a priority for the country. I think you squandered your opportunity. You saw a supermajority in Congress. You lost sight of what was important, which was representing the people, and your own ego and arrogance forced you into a corner where you said, I'm going to put landmark legislation through because doggone it, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and people like me, like on Saturday Night Live. And he had the supermajority. He had the veto-proof Congress, and he rammed it through. And the Scott Brown election almost stopped it. And then they tried another trick to pass it even after that. Demon pass. Call it demon pass. I mean, this has just been a debacle. Oh, why? Because he wants his name on legislation. Well, you know what? I'm all about considering healthcare reforms, but I'm not going to buy 2,700 pages that anybody is selling me until I've had a chance to read it. Henry Waxman brings in a speed reader, a freaking speed reader into Congress, laughing at the people who say, read the bill. Another congressman says, people say, read the bill, read the bill. Well, what good is there trying to read it if it's 2,700 pages written by lawyers and it would take me 3 weeks to read it, or whatever time frame he said? Oh, I got one. How about you don't pass 2,700-page legislation without knowing what it's going to do? How about you guys all sign your names, your sacred honor, along with your paychecks and your pensions and your healthcare system along to say, if this ever exceeds the budget that we've put out here through the Congressional Budget Office, we will forfeit all of our subsidies, all of our payments, all of our healthcare, all of our pensions in Congress and the presidency. Nobody did that. So shockingly enough, we don't believe them, and we don't want to destroy the healthcare system we have based on somebody that just knows better. Well, it's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. No, it's not. Dealing with the housing mess and not bailing companies out. I mean, as a Cleveland Cavalier fan, you know how bad it's been for me the past 2 years watching our MVP just disgrace us on national television? Go down to Miami, win a championship down there. You know how hard that's been as a big Cleveland Cavalier fan? Yeah, that's been more miserable than I can even really put into words. Thanks for nothing. LeBron, who says, I got a goal and it's a big goal, and it's to bring a championship here to Cleveland, and I'm not going to stop until I get it. Your words, your quote out there. Just disappointed us, let us down. I mean, more disappointed than I can really put into words. And that's probably for our sports show, the Unhappy Hour. But we like to blend our shows together anyway. We talk politics there. We talk sports over here. But at least the Cleveland Cavaliers have hit rock bottom. You know, shed all your contracts. You know, let's deal with this crisis. You know, your two-time MVP bails on you. You blow up the whole team. You get rid of Shaquille O'Neal. You get rid of Zydrunas Ilgauskas. You get rid of the coach of the year, Mike Brown. You get rid of the executive of the year, Danny Ferry. You get rid of Delonte West. You get rid of Mo Williams. You get rid of... I mean, you basically gut your entire team down to nothing. And you get a draft pick in Kyrie Irving and you start rebuilding. Our country has not done that in 4 years. This president keeps kicking the can down the road, not dealing with the fact that we are now 6 trillion in debt. 16 trillion. What was it? 8 trillion, 9 trillion when he took over? He's doubled it. So if it's fair to say we can't blame him for all the problems in the economy because a lot of them started before he got here, we sure as hell have the right and the ability to blame him for the things that happened under his watch. You also said out on the campaign trail last time around, Mr. President, that you were going to cut the deficit in half. So are we at $4.5 trillion in deficit, or are we 16 to 17 trillion dollars in deficit? Yeah, 16 to 17. Okay. So your word is no good with us. Hey, America. You're the Cleveland Cavaliers after LeBron James breaks up with you on national television. America, here's the problem. It's 4 years later, and you haven't cleared out your salary cap. You haven't made a couple of good draft picks. You're not moving in the right direction. You haven't even addressed the freaking problem. Is that a problem? Yes. It's a problem in leadership. It's a problem in leadership. That's the head coach of the team. That's the president of the company. That's the CEO of our nation. However you want to phrase it, that's the head honcho. That's the big cheese. He has failed you as a leader. The president has presided over Congress going on 4 years now without a budget. Tell me, how in the world can anyone run a business without a budget? But that's what our president says. He's just so smart, he doesn't need a budget. He doesn't need to put pressure. He had complete control of the Congress for 2 years, and they didn't pass a budget. Wow. That is failure. That is abject failure in leadership. That does not deserve a job extension. That deserves pink slip, walk-in papers. That deserves increasing the unemployment line by 1. But we're the crazy ones for bringing it up. It's just astonishing to me. You know, when you've hit rock bottom, you got to finish. You got to hit your bottom. And I mean, we're doing this weekend at Bernie's thing. We're putting sunglasses and a Hawaiian shirt on this U.S. economy, and we've been parading it around for 4 years while people are laughing at us. And it's really just sad. We've got to hit our rock bottom. We are the Cavaliers after LeBron James embarrassed us on national television. You've hit your low point. But Dan Gilbert rebuilt the team. He cleared out a lot of things, and he's basically starting from scratch. We're 2 years into a rebuild, basically 1 year, because that first year was really taken by surprise. It was like the last big move in free agency. Horrible. But has the United States done what it takes? Are we cutting and trimming budgets? No. We got to talk about the rich. Right, it's because the rich are something. The rich are the problem. You know what? If I'm a bartender at a place and there's another establishment across the street, how am I supposed to be mad at the other bartender because they're making more money? Or mad at the other business owner because his business is doing better? I need to trim staff at my place. I need to work harder at my place. I mean, what is the U.S. doing? How do you end up $16 trillion in debt? I'll tell you a good way to start. Don't even come up with a budget for 4 years and see what happens. Right, but the Tea Party are crazy to say that we shouldn't be spending money of our children and our grandchildren. Right, and they're also racist, and they're also homophobic, and they're also anti-women, and they're okay. So it's straight man hate thing, money, rich, bad, occupy. Come on, guys. I mean, come on. Don't you see you're getting played? They had a term, useful idiots. You know, it refers to whipping people up into a frenzy of emotion and anger and turning us against each other. This is a country where it doesn't matter if you're a dude or a chick. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim or Jewish or Christian or atheist or Buddhist or Hindu or into the ancient alien theory that extraterrestrials have been coming here for tens of thousands of years, shaping mankind. Doesn't matter. It's a place where you're supposed to be able to do and think all of the things you want. First Amendment. You're supposed to have privacy. You're not supposed to have your emails snooped through. You realize they've been doing that for a long time? Well, it's time you wake up and realize that they've been snooping through your emails. Thank you, Patriot Act. Thank you, NSA. Thank you, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Gmail, etc. And we have a Fourth Amendment right to make sure that stuff doesn't happen, but it's still happening. You know, what is the way forward? I mean, useful idiots. Like we don't need to be out punching each other in the faces in the middle of the street. That's ridiculous. We're being pitted and divided against each other. Latinos, Asians, whites, and blacks are turned against each other. Women and men are turned against each other. Successful people and unsuccessful people are being turned against each other. Middle class, I wish I could even define that anymore. There used to be a way for someone to just go work an honest job, make enough money to support a family, and just continue. Those jobs have been outsourced. Corrupt politicians, greedy people. Outsourcing is not a good thing. You got to keep your money local if you want. Henry Ford knew that if he wanted people to buy his car, he had to pay people well so that they could afford it. No. But that sounds like trickle-down economics, and everyone knows that's ridiculous, says Paul Krugman. The smart thing to do is to go into debt as much as you can on a credit card called the national debt, or through a hidden tax, stealing from parents and grandparents who have rightfully tried to save their money through the Federal Reserve, creating inflation. No. But this is about Seamus the dog, or Chick-fil-A, or Harry Reid saying tax returns weren't paid, or the president visiting 57 states, or all of the other stupid things that go on in a campaign. It's all about that. Keep your eye off the prize, folks, because if you realize that the Republicans and Democrats are both corrupt, we've been trying this Republican-Democrat failed two-party system for 100 years now, and it's not working. You know, so go ahead, throw your vote away on a two-party system. You think that's going to change it? I don't know. Maybe it would. In my opinion, Barack Obama has not earned a 4-year job extension. And Mitt Romney has not earned my vote. They both support the NDAA, National Defense Authorization Act, which, in my opinion, makes them both unfit to lead. Oh, you thought I was a Republican, didn't you? Nah. No, I just want to make sure government stays out of our face, out of our noses, out of our emails, out of our phones, out of our bodies, out of our heads, out of our pocketbooks. Just how about we have a very limited, minimal, central thing, and just let us kind of handle the rest? Can you just get away, please? Because all this micromanagement is not working. And it hasn't worked for the past 100 years. Certainly not since 1913 when the Federal Reserve was enacted by Woodrow Wilson. Something to ponder if you haven't ever studied the private bank known as the Federal Reserve. I got a Federal Reserve note, a silver note, as changed the other day. Used to be able to change a piece of paper. It's a Federal Reserve note. It's not a dollar. It's a Federal Reserve note. It's a private. It's like a J.P. Morgan Chase note or a Rothschild note or something. You used to be able to redeem it for silver. So it's a silver certificate. I don't think I've ever had one of those in my life. I've always collected strange currencies. And I'll tell you what, if you could redeem that for silver, like you used to be able to. Let's say, what if we did this? What if we did, I'm on coinflation.com. Let's take a look at the Ben Franklin half dollar, 1948 to 1963. If I had 2 half dollars, that'd be $1 in silver, and it's 90% silver. So at 27.77 a troy ounce, my total silver value from 1963, 73, 83, 93, 03, 13, about 50 years since the Browns won a Super Bowl, or a championship, rather. The total silver value of 2 50-cent pieces that could have been changed in would have been $20.09. Instead, I have this stupid dollar that I can't even get a taco with. Thanks. That's called inflation. That's called theft. They're stealing the value, the purchasing power of your currency. Have you ever studied the fact that that's what's happening? Republicans and Democrats and the Federal Reserve have been doing this to your currency. You wonder why it's so hard for one person to go out and work while another person can stay and raise kids and take care of a household? It's because your dollar doesn't buy anything anymore. It's because it's been robbed and looted. Inflation. It's stolen your purchasing power. It's theft. They want to call it a big tax. Nobody would vote for it. That's why they're sneaky about it. And it's one of the most urgent problems facing the United States of America in 2012. And has President Barack Obama addressed it once? No. No, he has not. Which, in my opinion, makes him unfit for a 4-year job extension based on what he's done, based on the results of his presidency. He has not earned it. That's my opinion. We ask you to leave your opinion below. And we'd encourage you, if you're listening live, to go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The New American Media. Leave your comments there. Leave your comments below and tell us, do you think the president has earned a second term? I don't think so. But just, seek truth, challenge dogma, have fun. Let's keep the conversation mostly civil. My name's Brian. This is thenewamericanmedia.com, and you've been listening to Agree to Disagree. Please consider clicking subscribe at The New American Media. The YouTube page, youtube.com/The New American Media. Like us on Facebook, The New American Media. And follow us on Twitter at American_media_. Has President Barack Obama earned a 4-year job extension? Interested in your thoughts? You've heard our answer. We'll be back next week. We're also going to have a few interviews and some special video segments that are going to start popping out from time to time in the next few weeks. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you very much. Tell a friend. We're expanding here. We appreciate everything. We'll be back. My name's Brian Engelman for TNAM Radio, because the news always matters. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much, everybody. You are watching the New American Media.